What's up, crew? Welcome back to the shop. This week we didn't get any filming done in the shop. We actually went on a road trip with Uncle Jesse. I did get this grill made, but I didn't film any of it. Maybe I should have. But anyway, we took the old Crown Vic F100 out on a road trip. Did about 715 miles. And it was pretty good. We went down to Moab and just cruised around and checked out some sites. Man, it was fun. This thing goes really good. Real good on the freeway. Our first fill up too, we was getting 22 miles to the gallon. We probably averaged around 20 miles to the gallon. We did a little bit of filming. We'll go ahead and just kind of splice that in and tell you about it, but it was a fun weekend. Not too much filming, so it'll be a short video.
The first stop on our trip was in Schofield, Utah. You probably never heard of it, but it's a small town up in the mountains by Soldier Summit. And they had a little car show going on. It turned out to be pretty cool. They had a couple food trucks and a coffee truck. And if you know me, you know that's basically the two things I live off of. They also had a little swap meet going on with some pretty neat stuff. Our next stop was in Helper, Utah. This is another small town, but it is cool. If you're ever driving by Helper, do yourself a favor, take the exit and drive down Main Street. It's like taking a step back in time. They've started restoring a lot of the old buildings back to their former glory. There's a company called the Vintage Motor Company. They've restored a lot of the buildings and actually turned them into Airbnbs so you can stay in them. Some of them look like old gas stations and some of them are old hotels. One of the restored buildings has been turned into a museum where you can go in and look at the restored motorcycles and cars. This building's one of my favorite. It's restored to look like a 50s gas station. We was going to try to book it, but it was already booked up for the night. Our next stop was the Coyote's Well in Wellington, Utah. If you're going through Wellington, stop and get yourself a coffee and check out all their scouts. Our next stop was Moab, Utah. We didn't do any filming while we was here, but we did get some pictures of the recent flood damage. The next morning we left Moab and went up scenic byway 128. Here's a short video of it, but you really need to experience it for yourself. The highway ends in Cisco, Utah, which is a little ghost town that has been turned into an art project. So if you're ever in the area, stop at Buzzards Belly, get yourself a drink, and hit the highway.